This NFL preseason picks week 2 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Circus Sports. Circus Sports is giving away $14 million this NFL season. Sign up in Vegas and play from anywhere. Get all the info over at circusports.com. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app to get last minute tickets at the lowest prices guaranteed. Use promo code SGPN for $20 off. We're also brought to you by our Patreon. Score exclusive perks, content, and contests, including our NFL win totals contest with a $1,000 prize. Join today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens. I'm the owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Oh, preseason week 2, a tradition like no other. The week that we realized that preseason's bullshit.
Oh wow, right.
Injuries are starting to happen. No one likes this. I don't like any of this.
Injuries are
Cordero Patterson, Treylon Burks, all in the same. Are we kidding me? I can't.
Right.
Russell Gage went down
right before draft day, where Kramer will be drafting 24 hours straight for charity, the I Am Able Foundation. Make sure you tune in Thursday, aka tomorrow, noon Pacific. 24 hours of straight drafts. YouTube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. Make sure you smash that subscribe button.
I was planning on taking Cordero Patterson on every single team in draft day. Now I just got to pass, let my ownership simmer on back down.
Ryan, you said it's bullshit, but
what do you mean?
Look at the week 1 preseason. We went a combined 3 and 4 on our locks.
Oh no, that's not bullshit.
Okay.
I mean the like
75% locks. And then I didn't hit my money line round robin. You did, since you had Arizona, which was a 2-1, Jets money line and New England money line. You did come out positive on the round robin money line parlay. So congrats to you.
Some idiot put red in the wrong box.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? New England didn't win.
I know, that's why it's red.
Oh, yeah, I hit 2 out of 3. Gotcha.
2 out of 3.
I don't view that as winning.
Oh, okay. Because you made money on the transaction.
Yeah, but it's not winning.
Okay.
Clean sweep in the preseason.
Oh, all right. Clean sweep coming up.
That's why I was confused. You're that's like buying insurance, Sean. We don't buy insurance.
No, round robin. That's what's great about round robining money line dogs.
I understand the math.
Oh, okay. Because you seem angry that you won money there.
No, not angry. Just wasn't really excited about the week because, and honestly, it's more just the negative. The negatives matter and the positives don't. That's what kills me. It's sad. And I was looking into these games, it's like, God damn it. This is just we're back to I'm back to having to read these coaches to see who's going to play. That's all we're doing.
Yeah, doing our best to kind of.
I'm out on football already.
Wow, Ryan.
I'm just kidding. I'm just doing a bit. I'm in on football. Just kidding.
I'm in on football. Can't wait to see a game live. Thanks to the Game Time app. Get me some Game Time tickets. The best price for last minute tickets guaranteed. If you can find a better price, and you can, so don't even try. They will credit you 110% of the difference. Count down the days till I see my Eagles destroy the Rams here at the beautiful SoFi Stadium. If you're going to a game, maybe your last second preseason game. Again, if you're the preseason, the fact that it is bettable just makes it so much more electric. Again, I was with Terrell. We were hanging out at the Fantasy Football Expo. It was a back and forth, ugliest football I've seen in a while between the Broncos and the Cardinals. We were both sitting on Cardinals plus 205 on the money line. They score the last second touchdown to go 17-16, and then they get the 2-point conversion where the back got stopped and they still got pushed in. It was an electric moment, and it's a game I wish I was at. Honestly, preseason, it's fun because you can get down, you can bet on it, cheaper stadium experience. You can get some great tickets, great deals. Get down to a preseason game, enjoy live football, get ready for the National Football League, and of course, snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code SGPN, $20 off. That is legit. Savings, terms apply. Again, get that account going. Redeem the code SGPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed.
Oh, love the guarantees this time of year.
Yes, guaranteed. Guaranteed you will enjoy this episode.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice work. All right. So, like Sean said, we didn't do too shabby last week. I think the general principle of the understructure totals. Again, we're not total guys. We're very clear about this. You shouldn't have any question about our totals identity at this point. If you listen to the program.
The smash in the under 37.5 was like middling. It was probably, I don't know, depending on when you bet the total, it was sitting right around 45%. So again, it's preseason totals.
Another loser. All right, Thursday night. Any overarching things you want to close out week one with?
No. Well, I'll save my week one team and player thoughts as we come across.
I think that actually makes a lot more sense.
Thanks.
4:30 on the West Coast, Thursday night football. I like how they're getting us into practice. Cleveland taking on Philly. I believe these teams practice together because the aggregators were all over Jalen Carter putting some fat guy on his butt.
Yeah, Kramer's hot take that Jalen Carter will not, or that any Georgia defender will not have an impact on the Eagles this year. That's
not what I said. I said that the dogs will have a small bark.
Okay. All right.
So get the quote right.
The dogs will have a small bark. None of the Georgia defenders on the Eagles, Keely Ringo, Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Nolan Smith, and Jalen Carter, none will have an impact. Correct. I disagree.
Correct.
I think at the very least you're going to be hearing Jalen Carter's name.
Did you say DeAndre Swift? Because put him in that bucket too. Okay. He's a dog. A dog. WG. Dog. All right. So Cleveland catching 3.5 here at the link. Plus 155 on the money line. Minus 175 for the Eagles. 37 is the total. I think Sirianni could give two fucks about winning preseason games.
It was weird. They did almost beat the Ravens.
They lucked into it with a pick six late that they then went for two or whatever. Right? There was a pick six that closed the gap. It was a touchdown game. Ravens were driving, I believe, and so maybe some fortunate stuff there. This handicap is purely that Cleveland continues to deploy. There's competition. B, they have quarterbacks on the back end that are trying to win, and DTR is becoming that preseason GOAT that we always every year. There's that guy, and he might end up being a USFL superstar in the future. But for now, he's a preseason superstar, and as long as he's going to see any time, which from what I can tell, Sean, the most any team has kind of spoken about playing their starters is like a quarter plus. So I think DTR is going to be in the game, which means I love the Browns, and even more so, I love live betting the Browns when he comes in the game.
Well, Ryan, breaking news: DTR is starting this game, so I think he's going to play the entire first half, and then
really,
yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
I know I must have read some faulty information. It said he was going to play. It didn't suggest he was going to play a lot of time. So maybe I misread it or I inferred the wrong thing.
Yeah, according to Big Play, our source for Cleveland Brown News,
they know what they're talking about.
DTR is going to start. I think he's going to see at least the entire first half. I expect him to play a bunch, and I expect him to play decently well. On the other side, look for a heavy dose of Tanner McKee, who I think at times almost looked better than Marcus Mariota. Again, he's a rookie,
much better.
He's a rookie. He's a rookie, but he looks pretty confident in that pocket.
He looks funny. Like his shape is funny. That's what I would say.
He's a bit lanky. To your point, Ryan, Sirianni is now 1-5 straight up. Stefanski 5-3 in the preseason. I'm going to Cleveland here plus 3.5. This is fairly easy.
Yeah, and friendly reminder that a lot of you can really be mostly sharp just by pulling up the preseason records.
No, again, some
being dead
coaches
serious.
really care about it. Some coaches don't. You can. I think you can get in trouble when you're saying like, okay, this guy's going to play for this amount of time. Blah blah. Yeah.
Eagles quarterback's not named Jalen Hurts. I don't think are guys I want to bet on right now. All right, Panthers Giants. This is
Tanner McKee as a dog.
Be careful because sometimes that second game isn't quite as nice as the first
Ian
game.
Book is also in there, and Ian Book has not looked good either. So
hopefully they can find a backup. Cam Newton, I think, is available. Friday night, 7 p.m. on the East Coast, 4 p.m. on the West Coast. Panthers heading to New York to take on the Giants. Giants laying 3, -155 on the money line, +135 for the Panthers. 39.5 is the total. This makes no fucking sense. Brian Dable's not trying to win preseason games. This was the handicap last week. What happened? What happened at the end of that game? Oh, it turned out Brian Dable didn't care about winning the game. He's just evaluating. He's a sharp coach evaluating talent.
I think why this is going to be, or why the spread is -3 is because the Giants are planning on playing their starters for some of this game. That is the news I am hearing. That is the news. Some of the game.
Okay. Very, very. I would say I would not.
I'm telling you why I think the Giants are favored in this game.
So I think they're going to take whatever reps that the starters got in the joint practices last week against the Lions, like the reason they didn't play in the game, and they're going to get that kind of rep. So yeah, maybe they play a quarter, but I would be very surprised if they played a quarter based on my intel.
Bryce Young in debut. Okay. He certainly looked miles ahead of CJ Stroud,
Really? What are you basing that on? Because he was just calm, like in the highlights, like he made a lot of calm throws.
No,
instant reaction kind of.
I rewatched all 3 quarterbacks:
Ooh.
Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, and Anthony Richardson.
Will Levis didn't get a rewatch.
No, he didn't.
Oh, nice.
Well, because I don't. Again, he's not in the mix to be. He's not in the mix to be a starter.
Stetson Bennett get a rewatch.
I did watch some Stetson Bennett. I thought he looked okay.
He didn't look bad.
But again, I would rate it honestly. I think Anthony Richardson was number 1, Bryce Young number 2, CJ Stroud number 3, and maybe it's the offensive line with CJ Stroud and the Texans, but he looked way out of sorts. Bryce Young looked okay. He looked a little calmer in the pocket. I thought Anthony Richardson, while his throws, some of them were wild, he soared some passes. I think he did look comfortable at times in the read option, and he looks like a real handful to be tackled. That's my breakdown.
I definitely would say he looks like he will be an imposing runner. Let's see what the passing game looks like. But
again, Bryce Young.
I don't disagree with your take.
Bryce Young seemed to go through the progressions, but again,
I felt like he was ripping to the first read most of the time.
I don't know. His awareness, I guess, I graded okay, but again,
I will say he looks cool.
He was only in there for 2 drives.
He looks very collected in the pocket.
But Carolina 0 points last preseason game, so I think they're going to go out of their way to get some points.
To score points this week.
No, you know how that goes. Like they will keep a guy in there until he gets a touchdown.
And Dable's not trying to win.
And I can't take the Giants.
This is easy.
I'm laughing because I'm seeing producer Josh in the sheet switch from Giants to Carolina because to your point, they're not trying to win. So you can't take a team as a favorite if they're not trying to win.
I think it's a lot more about situations, and they're going to try to do some stuff. But I think there's a decent amount of like lower level battles on the Giants, and they probably want to give those guys some time. But we do have to be careful. Tommy DeVito could be a star. Certainly looks like a star. Friday night, another Friday night game, 4:30. 4:30. Oh, that's very. He's from Jersey too. Don Bosco prep, Sean. He 4:30 on the West Coast. Bengals taking on the Falcons. Falcons laying 6.5. Why? Well, they're actually going to be trying to win, and I think much like you said about the Giants playing some starters, the Falcons are playing starters, and I think when you deploy mostly a rushing attack, that's like a massive edge. Guys going 110% run blocking versus some guys in the preseason.
But do we have Desmond Ridder as a better quarterback than Trevor Siemian?
That's I won't even. I'm not going to address that. Obviously, you know where I stand. -255 on the money line.
Cordell Patterson, unfortunately, banged up. Ryan, like you said, top of the show.
So horrible. +215 on the money line for the Bengals. 38.5 is the total.
I mean, if a team like the Ravens, who are going out of their way, they put in Tyler Huntley like after some of the other quarterbacks to get the win. If a team like that can't cover 6 points, I don't think this Atlanta Falcons team has a chance. I know Atlanta's set up to succeed here, but 6.5 points is crazy amount. I mean,
is it?
Yeah, because 2, 3, 4, 5, they're all key numbers in the preseason, right? No, dude,
six in there too.
I can't lay 6.5 points in a preseason game.
You say the value's all gone.
It's bonkers. And the
begging
Bengals.
you to take the Falcons.
I mean, the Bengals defense didn't look that great. Again, they were playing most of their backups, but I think I just this Falcons team, Desmond Ridder doesn't warrant laying 6.5 or whatever they end up doing. And Zach Taylor is a guy who doesn't like to win 3 and 8 straight up. Yeah. So I don't like them on the money line, but I can't take a guy like Arthur Smith.
They just got whooped by a run first team in the Packers. It's the same kind of game.
No, not at all. Jordan Love was throwing to
Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, like real receivers. Christian Watson.
What? You wouldn't say that if Matt Collins was here. Jesus, Sean.
I like Matt Collins.
Obviously,
I just don't. I think that's crazy.
Obviously, I'm laying the points on my Falcons. I love this spot. Where are we at now? Saturday,
Jags,
10 a.m. on the West Coast. Jags taking on the Lions. Lions +3, +130.
Ryan, I realize you're going to be competing
on the money
draft
line.
day. Are we worried? The programmers competing with preseason football.
So yeah, Thursday we'll have the Eagles Browns game will be on while I'll be drafting. I'll have to make sure that adds to the live sweat, I think. Jags -155, 39 is the total. I mean, I watched the way that Dan Campbell put piece after piece of gum into his mouth as he's about to watch his team take on the New York Football Giants. It's a coaching staff full of football guys. Wins and losses is the only currency they trade in.
But Dan Campbell, again, smaller sample size, but he's 2-5.
It's fair
in the preseason. Doug Peterson 9-12.
Sean, what has Dan Campbell repeatedly said this offseason? This is the year where they have to put up or shut up.
Yeah.
So I mean, what does he want to start seeing? Dubs.
Yeah. I couldn't find news as to whether Lawrence is going to play. If so, how long? He didn't look great. He had he looked okay after the interception. Had a really bad interception. Remember, I do like Trevor Lawrence 30-1 most of INTs.
And then that backup made just a heroic play. Nathan Rourke, which if you remember, he has an all-time CFL championship trophy cigar picture somewhere out on the internet. Yeah, I mean, look, everyone was so high on Trevor Lawrence. What if? Yeah, I
picked up where he left off in that Chargers game.
Reading the tea leaves, he's going to get some time. Unclear on how much. So
I'll take Detroit. Again, if it's close, I'm going dog. There's actually a couple small favorites, and we'll get to one here in a second that I really, really like. But for the most part, I mean, these are coin tosses. Why not take the?
I just watched him put so many pieces of gum in his mouth. He was This is a different preseason.
He's chasing some sort of demon.
Dolphins head to Houston, where the Texans are laying 3, -158. I'll just say -160, +140 for the Dolphins. 40 is the total.
I thought the Dolphins might be a decent preseason game, preseason team because they had Mike White, they have Skylar Thompson. They both struggled. 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions last game.
Country club feeling on the sideline, the opposite of Sean Payton's sideline.
They are encouraging the Gilligan hats on the Miami sideline.
Mike McDaniel high as shit,
dude. He looked like he was tripping balls. Listen, he had those.
There's a time and a place to get high at work. All right. Yeah, get him on.
The time is constantly.
Woo, it's smoking my weed.
I'm gonna put my Mike McDaniel.
It's preseason. It doesn't fucking matter.
He was just like this,
he was so stoned. He was watching football like it was the first time he watched football. It was amazing.
YouTube.com/Sports Game of the Podcast to see I need the slicked hair. I need the headset. You just
Sean as played by Al Pacino.
But even though CJ Stroud looks rough, I'm going to go Houston -3 here.
So I actually
Davis Mills looked pretty good against that New England defense.
I would say that I don't disagree with a lot of your grades on the rookies. I don't think any of them looked horrible for first game stuff. Even down to later rounds guys. I think in general the defense isn't as far ahead as the offense as we maybe have seen in the past.
Yeah.
Where I remember early Davis Mills, he looked like trash. So at least CJ Stroud, I have faith.
No,
Houston,
I'm not completely writing him off.
You can't take Miami under no circumstances. Can you take Miami? That was Saturday 1 p.m. on the West Coast. All right, moving along to 3:30 on the West Coast. Buffalo taking on Pittsburgh. Just two gritty ass cities.
Tomlin has been on a heater. 16-4 straight up last 20 preseason games. He's slowly turning into the John Harbaugh of the preseason. Kenny Pickett looked really good.
John Harbaugh's the John Harbaugh of the preseason.
Yeah, that's true. He's John Harbaugh 2.0. Kenny Pickett looked really good. I mean, I felt great watching some of those, some of the cut ups in the film room, the SGPN film room. And
oh wow.
I mean, he had a bunch of good balls to Deontay Johnson, my boy George Pickens, with a great throw over the middle for a touchdown there. And the Steelers, it's almost like a super team of preseason quarterbacks, because after that you have Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph, who not guys you want starting for you in the regular season, but Mason Rudolph had like a deep bomb, like a 65-yard touchdown pass against the threes. Again, Mitch Trubisky can look good against number twos. On the other side, the Bills, while they did get the win, Kyle Allen, Matt Barkley.
Some of these teams, I'm
surprised this spread isn't bigger, because Pittsburgh, I do think will play the starters for a little bit. You saw Najee getting some looks. Jaylen Warren got some looks. So,
I mean, I think the Bills' backup quarterback situation is concerning with the way that Josh Allen plays football. That would be the way I'd articulate it.
If Kyle Allen has to see games for this Bills team, look out.
No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh goes in the auto bucket with Baltimore, maybe going forward, especially when they're going to disrespect them like this and make it only -2.5. All right, 4:00 on the West Coast, still on Saturday. Bears heading to Indy to take on the Colts. Colts laying 3.5, -170 on the money line, +150 for the Bears. 40.5 is the total. Kareem Hunt was in New Orleans, and then he was on a plane to Indy.
My boy Khalil Herbert looked really good, and again, he had all the snaps with Justin Fields. So the Roshan truthers, hold your horses, Khalil Herbert. Glad I got some shares of him in best ball. Matt Eberflus yet to lose a preseason game, and they're making him a dog here. Does not make sense at all to me. I'm going Chicago +3.5. I think if you watch the couple Justin Fields plays, which were comical as far as his stat line of, what was it, Ryan? It was like 2 air yards at 127 passing.
129, 3 for 3, 2 touchdowns, 129 yards, and I don't know, somewhere between yards. 2 and 6 air yards, depending on which site you use. Look,
I think they're going out of their way to build up Justin Fields' confidence, give him some easy stuff.
They call the easy play, Sean.
No, I really think there's a concerted effort to stack a bunch of completions for Justin Fields, put him in a good position to win. You throw that on the fact that you're getting 3.5 points with a guy who is yet to lose a preseason game. That's a formula for a preseason winner. Give me the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, and I think, like, look, if you're a rookie and you looked good week 1, great. I'm curious as to what the defenses are actually showing nowadays. Not much. I mean, again, didn't watch a ton of film, but a lot of basic ass shit. So maybe we get a little bit of complexity here, even a bad defense. And like you said, Justin Fields, maybe we'll put him in the DTR bucket, preseason god. Tommy DeVito, Justin Fields, DTR, preseason gods. Yeah, give me the Bears. I can pick the Bears in the preseason. Bears are slowly infringing on the Cowboys territory for me.
Really?
Oh, not in the regular season, not in the preseason. Bucs taking on the Jets. Jets laying 2.5 here, -140 on the money line, +120 going the other way. 37.5 is the total. All right, so this is at 4:30 Saturday.
This one is a little harder to make sense of, because the Jets put it on the Panthers last week, and I can't tell if that was because that was their second game. Zach Wilson, looked all right, I guess, all things considered. It does seem, Aaron Rodgers rubbing off on the young kid.
It's because they're the Eagles, Sean. I mean, I'm really like, I would say this as someone who finally polished off Hard Knocks.
Yeah, they should be ashamed of themselves.
This is not. I mean, I'm with Colby. Football's changing. You're doing a biopic on Aaron Rodgers.
They really are. They're really. I thought it was
the
just
way the defense is acting. The defensive coordinator. So disgusting.
Yeah, if I was a Jets fan, I don't like the head coach buddying up with Aaron Rodgers. I don't like how the defense is like, hey, we're gonna be in games. It's like, dude, you don't give a fuck.
Sad.
You don't care what happens on the offensive side. You're there to stop the offense. It doesn't matter what's on the other side of the field.
Tells me they weren't trying last year.
I'm going Tampa Bay Bucs +2.5. This really feels tough. Feels coin toss territory. Although Todd Bowles has yet to win a preseason game as a head coach for the Bucs, 0-4. So not great there. But Baker, Kyle Trask, maybe they let Baker throw with Godwin and Evans a little bit.
They ran into Pittsburgh last week.
Yeah,
in general,
is a preseason buzz.
In general, a legit quarterback battle should be good for middle of preseason games.
Yep,
you just got a higher level, higher floor.
Oh, you want to speak of a high floor, maximum ceiling? Imagine cashing those giant checks they're giving out over at Circa Millions. Circa Survivor, $8 million for Circa Survivor, $6 million for Circa Millions. This could be your year. This could be your year where you go on a heater of all heaters. Imagine going on an incredible run, picking games, and you're not entered in the Circa Millions contest. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Be tossing and turning. I mean, I can barely sleep at night knowing that we will be at the beautiful Circa August 24th through the 26th for the ultimate sign-up weekend. They got a big party at Bar Canada there Thursday night, celebrating Ryan's birthday. Come up, bring a birthday present for Ryan. Make a big deal about his birthday. August 24th through the 26th, we'll be there. No rake, absolutely no rake. $14 million, and it's all going to you guys, the listeners, the guys getting in the contest. Circusports.com. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
What was that guarantee?
What's the guarantee? $14 million. And hey, a reminder, we got our own guarantee. Our guarantee is we're trying to destroy corporate gambling, one Patreon sign up at a time. We got another Patreon pick'em this week. We're giving away a $75 gift card. Oh, if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/sportsgambling, Uncle Sam pointing right at you. I mean, look at the news. You see these media conglomerates doing everything they can to get into the gambling content business.
Can we make a version of this where it's Mike Tomlin? I feel like
he would look pretty badass as Uncle Sam.
Compelling for our audience. I'm like, all right, yes, sir, Coach Tomlin. Whatever you need. Yeah, and also reminder, Sean. Not only can you sign up, but we will make your first week's picks.
Yes.
Winners. And you know what? That contest you spoke of for the patrons, the $75 gift card. One of the items you could buy, a draft day puzzle. The puzzle's back by popular demand. Everyone clamoring for the puzzle. All right, 5 p.m. on Saturday. The Patriots taking on the Packers. Green Bay laying 3 -160 on the money line.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man.
Patriots +140. 37 is the total.
This one's a little tough. Malik Cunningham, I think, was one of the surprise.
Spicy.
And again, everyone, it's a preseason, but I've been watching ball my whole life. I know when a kid's got a little zip on the ball. I know when he can make some throws. I know when I see athleticism. Now, he is obviously really behind the 8 ball as far as putting it all together, and he's got a long journey if he wants to earn some playing time. But I do think the Patriots are going to figure out ways to get him on the field, aka some trick plays. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he does some Edelman type stuff that we saw out of Julian Edelman. So again, Malik Cunningham, you like an anytime touchdown play early in the season before we see it, could be super spicy. I also thought, as a backup, Bailey Zappi, pretty competent there. On the other side, Jordan Love looked good, but Sean Clifford, 2 picks for the Packers. Belichick kind of been on a heater as of late, 10 and 15 straight up.
Their quarterback quality 15. Is good. Sorry, Sean, but their quarterback. I mean, again, you nailed it. Like the idea that the shittiest quarterback on the roster we're probably going to see really has some wiggle.
Yeah,
and frankly, looked like I mean, again, why was Trey Lance the 3rd pick? Well, where did Malik Cunningham get picked? He looks better than Trey Lance. They traded
up for Trey Lance. They traded up to get the 3rd pick overall, who is now he's battling it out for that 4th spot. I'm hearing, right? He's not even guaranteed.
Trey Lance?
Yeah. And this is not coming from me, hater of Trey Lance.
You're kind of a hater.
Yeah, I am a hater. I'm not saying I'm not a hater. I'm just pointing out, Brandon Allen. It's a debate whether, and this is coming from like legit 49ers beat reporters that they're evaluating right now Trey Lance versus Brandon Allen for that third quarterback spot. That's what I'm hearing.
8 hours ago by David Bonilla. You can find this on 49erswebzone.com. Analyst. 49ers acquiring Trey Lance may be one of the worst trades in NFL history.
How could it be good? How could it be good?
They gave up first round picks in 2022, 2023, a third round pick in 2022.
That's why you don't draft on potential. This is the NFL. Draft motherfuckers that are in the SEC. Yeah. Dogs like Jalen Hurts.
Here we go.
No, I'm saying
okay,
like
I thought you were going Georgia.
Production matters. Like if you're producing at a high level at a quarterback.
I think people can. There are folks who can go from not producing to producing because they develop, they get better coaching, etc. But for the most part, like quarterback position, you do have to have it. Bringing it all the way back to draft day, Sean.
Yes.
Like there was something to the fact that no one went to Bo's birthday party, right? And that's what we're dealing with here potentially. Did anyone go to Trey Lance's birthday party? Do we know?
He did actually. There was a party he was at with a bunch of strippers, and someone had a conspiracy theory his life has been downhill since that video leaked.
Since the strippers, all right, yeah, stay away from the strippers, Trey. All right, will Trey Lance get a backup quarterback job?
Yeah, I think
Where
people are intrigued enough to keep him in the league, for sure.
Backup Lamar?
Oh no. I mean, honestly, who would you rather? If you're Ravens, Tyler Huntley has looked good. No, he knows the system, and he's proven he can fill in for Lamar Jackson. If you're looking for like a serious answer, Ryan, I mean, again,
Colts. Two bullets is better than one.
Yeah, that's not a horrible idea. I mean, if I'm the Arizona Cardinals, why would you not want to take a shot at Trey Lance?
Because maybe there's no. I mean, he's kind of shown himself to
but I'm saying, okay, Colt McCoy in no situation, in no simulations is Colt McCoy ever going to be your franchise quarterback.
No, great backup though.
In 1 out of a million, Trey Lance could be something. So why not trade for Trey Lance? Again, it's probably too late to do this, but trade for Trey Lance, let him start all year. He either fails miserably, aka the most likely scenario, then you're going to end up with the top pick, which you're kind of maybe leaning to do anyways. I mean, the fact you're starting Colt McCoy, how serious can you be?
It's diabolical.
Or Trey Lance just balls out for some reason, and then you got a great problem on your hands.
That seems very unlikely. All right, tight. Still on.
Well, where would you trade? Where should he end?
I wonder if he's a guy that could fall the way of Carson Wentz in that, like, not going to be an effective backup because there's no floor. And as a developmental project, sure.
But someone in the NFL is going to give Trey Lance a year of starting, right?
God help me if it's the Giants. Titans head to Minnesota.
Oh my God, dear Lord, dear Lord.
No,
please let don't
waste your prayers on that bullshit. Minnesota.
That had never even occurred to me. Thank you, Ryan, for bringing me hours of joy.
The Vikings catching 2 points at home.
Know when to come.
Plus 105 on the money line. Minus 125 for the Titans. 37.5 is the total. I mean, obviously, this line is puzzling because when you get into it, while on one hand Kevin O'Connell does not care about winning in the preseason, I don't know about Tennessee.
Kevin O'Connell,
are we smitten right now?
Kevin O'Connell again
does not care.
Really small sample size. Tennessee also 6-9 under Vrabel there. Tennessee they
didn't even win for the D lineman coach.
Started out, they didn't win for the D lineman coach. Now I don't even know how do you handicap that now because it does sound like Vrabel is calling this game.
Huge upgrade, going from a positional coach to Mike Vrabel.
I'll go Tennessee here. I know I said normally lean.
No, we're putting Minnesota's in the fade bucket. I think these young
0-5. It's a millennial thing. Fans, the analytics say you should try to lose every preseason game. At least that's what these guys analytics people are telling them. So give me Tennessee -2.
Yeah, don't approach it as a full game unit. Just produce simulations and situations that you can. It's stupid. But all the young coaches don't seem to care about winning. Kansas City heads to Arizona 5 p.m. on Saturday. 7.5 point here for Kansas City, minus 300 on the money line.
It's fucking insane.
Arizona plus 250, 40 is the total. Arizona.
I mean, again, I had Chiefs money line. I had it parlayed to a couple things. That was a heartbreaking loss. We were driving. There's nothing like driving to the Cleveland airport and having Siri. You're up 7 points, 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, just double check the final. It's gonna be. They're gonna win 24-17. This is ice. Oh, sweet. I hit that 2-team parlay. Oh, what a great flight back with some nice cash in my pocket. Then Siri reads the Kansas City Chiefs were narrowly defeated 26-24. I'm like, what the fuck, Ryan? What happened? And
First bad beat.
Ryan looks it up play by play. It's like they fumbled on the kickoff return. Oh, but wait, the Chiefs actually recovered it. Oh, and then they fumbled the next play, and then the Saints were in field goal range. Oh my God, what a
It was an interception in there by the third string quarterback on.
That's what started it. Then they got a touchdown. All this happened in 2 minutes. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, very heartbreaking. Yeah, I mean, and on the other side, Arizona. I mean, we watched a little of this game. I think I watched the whole game. I think I passed out before it ended. I woke up to Sean
smoking my weed.
telling us in the house up at the expo about the electric Arizona win. I mean, just like Denver might be awful, but Arizona showed up at least. And I know you might think they're going to be a bad team, but this is preseason. This is insane.
No,
this is insane.
We mentioned it last year. The two undefeated teams in preseason were the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans. They ended up being the two worst teams of the regular season. The fact that Arizona's getting 7.5 here is insane. I mean, as a guy who watched the entire game, like Clayton Tune, it took him a little bit to get going, but he did have some moments there. So yeah, and again, if you're Andy Reid, you already saw Patrick. They must be saying they're going to play their starters the whole half or something crazy like that. Either way, 7.5 is just way too high.
Not Tony though. Tony's still out. Unclear.
Tony's dealing with a hamstring.
No, unclear when Tony. No, he had like knee surgery. Remember they were saying like hopefully he can come back.
Yeah, it's a meniscus. Hey, make sure check out our Chiefs team preview. We put in the bucket all 32 NFL team previews. Catch up on those. Tons of great bets picks. MLD. We did MLDs for all 32 teams. Insane.
MLD's nuts. Yeah.
So you're on Arizona as well,
of course.
Right?
This is
7.5 is insane.
Only team I'm willing to lay a number that big would be my Falcons. Denver heads to the Bay to take on the San Francisco 49ers. Speaking of Trey Lance, do they play him? What's the conspiracy this week? Are they trying to trade him? Are they trying to keep him? No. 5:30 on the West Coast.
There's one guy who's one Patriots or 49ers beat reporter who sounds, according to Katie, like a troll. He had a conspiracy theory that the 49ers called a bunch of pass plays to intentionally make Trey Lance look bad so that they would be forced to trade him. What? It's such an insane.
Just trade him. You don't.
They're
have to
sabotaging Trey Lance by making Trey Lance the quarterback throw the football.
Also,
that's your theory.
That guy did retweet my Sam Darnold video or the Trey Lance video earlier in the offseason that went viral. He was part of the reason it went viral on 49ers Twitter. So shout out to that.
So
guy.
I don't know. Maybe it's a deep fake. I don't know what side of the fence that Benedict.
Oh no, I definitely think he hates Trey Lance. That my video is not a pro Trey Lance take, if you remember. It was saying that Sam Darnold is a much better quarterback than Trey Lance. And the entire, you know what? I need to go back and observe some receipts, Sean, because there are a lot of people coming at me. Oh, I cannot wait. San Francisco catching 4.5 points here in Santa Clara, plus 160 on the money line. Broncos minus 180, 39 is the total. What the fuck? How can this Denver Broncos team be laying 4.5? Sean?
Know. Well, so
both quarterbacks had the Russell Wilson had number 1. Stidham at number 3 in terms of pressure rate last week against the Cardinals, a team that does not project to have much of a pass rush at all. Now you have the Niners, whose second string is probably as good as the Cardinals.
He looks so bad. I mean,
why are they laying points here? What am I missing?
Well, okay, so Shanahan was evasive when it came to how much starters would be playing.
Who cares? Sam Darnold's on the team. He's crushing it.
No, I'm with you. As much as it
lock.
Well, yeah. Is Sam Darnold a starter? Brock Purdy struggling in camp, Ryan. Another. I don't know if you saw it. A couple more training camp interceptions for Brock Purdy. Although Shanahan did double down, saying he would have to melt down in practice to lose the starting job.
I thought he said physically melt. like as if like he was in a metal mold or something, creating a new. Sam Darnold plus 4.5 is great bet. All right. Still on the full day of football on Saturday, Sean. 6 p.m. on the West Coast. The Vegas Raiders are taking on the Los Angeles Rams. Boy, there are going to be a lot of Raider fans in SoFi. Raiders minus 3.5, minus 170 on the money line, plus 150 for the Rams. 39.5 is the total. Aiden O'Connell, one of the stories of Week 1, looks a lot like the guy from Super Troopers. Also had an electric game, but Sean looked at those same pressure rates. Guess what? He was barely pressured, had one of the lowest pressure rates of preseason Week 1. I'd worry a little bit about that in terms of a repeat performance. I don't know what to think about the Raiders in general. We didn't really discuss Stetson Bennett earlier, but by the way, my latest pizza bet through our friend Bowser is a Stetson Bennett 150 to 1 Rookie of the Year ticket. So
really,
hell yeah. I think until. The Rams are another one of these teams you circle because they have a lot of competition, a lot of spots, a lot of competition in like starter and backup situations. So McVay, what's his record?
Stetson Bennett, 191 yards and a touchdown, 17-29. They kind of let him go for most of the game there.
What'd you think about him?
I thought he looked good. Again, you know, it's against the Chargers. I'll do a deeper dive on his film. I was just focusing on the guys who will be starters Week 1, a la Anthony Richardson. But
you're jinxing Matt Stafford. Stafford's going to have an elbow issue now.
No, he's not right. Stetson Bennett is not projected to be the day 1 starter. I was focusing on the rookies that were going to be starters. I'm actually going Raiders here. I see the case, but Josh McDaniels cares about the preseason. So does this Raiders team. The Raiders fit the narrative of horrible regular season, preseason gods. So give me the Raiders laying 3.5. I mean, the Rams let up 34 points last game. I don't know. I'm laying a little bit more than I'd like to, but I think the Raiders get the win. So that being said, I'll take them on laying the points.
I mean, did you watch you did. Did the Rams strike you as a team that was trying to win? McVay's a young guy, doesn't try to win preseason games. So this is all the things I said were positive about the Rams, but I think you have to take the Raiders.
Yeah.
Certain teams just aren't trying to win.
Yep.
Dallas. Seattle, 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Seattle laying a touchdown here, minus 260 on the money line. Dallas plus 220. 40 is the total. Pleased with our fans by them tagging us in a nice Cowboys training camp fight. I don't understand. Obviously, we're taking the Seattle -7, but this is a big number, Sean. Big number. Teaser, preseason teaser. All right, done.
Yeah, I'll just fuck the Cowboys. Give me Seattle -7. I don't know. Dallas also doesn't seem like they're trying to win. So I think that probably goes towards Seattle's favor as well. So yeah, give me Seattle.
All right. Home stretch, Sean. One game on Sunday this week, which I appreciate them getting us in the habits. This time it's a later afternoon game, 4:05 on the West Coast. New Orleans takes on the Chargers. Chargers catching 3 plus 135 on the money line. Saints minus 155. 37.5 is the total. If you're a Saints fan, do you make a LA trip? We'll end a summer trip here. Take over the crowd. Who dat? You got it right.
I mean, again,
Chargers look good last week.
Chargers look good. Easton Stick was moving the ball. Max Duggan saw some game action there. That was a crazy kind of stat. Was that Stetson Bennett and Max Duggan, the last game they played was, of course, the national championship at SoFi Stadium. Smash cut to their first ever preseason game in the NFL. Max Duggan and Stetson Bennett going head to head. Very random how that worked out. Jameis for the Saints was 11-13 for 92 yards and a tutty. I think the Saints seem to be carrying here. I'm going back and forth on this one. I don't know if I can quite lay 3. How say you, Ryan? What are you doing?
No, I'm not laying the 3.
All right. Chargers.
Yeah. I watched a team that seemed to be fired up for some reason.
Yeah. All right. You can talk me into it. And again, back-to-back home games, they don't have to travel, makes it easy. Yeah. Give me the Chargers +3.
Oh, we have a little regional battle here. The Baltimore Ravens taking on the Washington Commanders for now, +3 on, for the Commanders, 135 on the money line. Baltimore -155, 38.5 is the total. We're back to the normal. Just take the Ravens, right?
Yeah, I mean, 24 in a row. What are we talking about? I know Tyler Huntley is out and he was good for them, but Josh Johnson, Anthony Brown over the Commanders all day. You're just going to keep running this back. I mean, if it's over 3, then maybe you talk about playing the money line because you're worried about the number. But 3 points and under, what are we talking about? Harbaugh's 44-12.
Pendulum is swinging all over the place this preseason. And honestly, again, the bad luck with pick 6. What are we going to do?
Yeah, and CJ. I was talking to CJ Sullivan. He's like, actually, I'm on Washington. I think the streak ends. You don't need to get cute. You don't get extra points. You don't get bonus points for fading the Ravens.
Complex.
Yeah,
Here, I want to jump in front.
Trying to save the world here.
This is the easiest week of preseason action I've ever placed money on.
Kramer, let's do it. Time for our locks and money line round robin. Is that we're bringing it back?
All right. I mean, I think we're gonna share one because Mike Tomlin, preseason god, less than 3. Lock number 2, because obviously you can figure this one out yourself. I said it earlier. The Niners.
Ooh, okay.
I have no idea why they're catching all these points against this Broncos team with no offensive line. Money line round robin. I guess I'll double dip, but give me Arizona and San Francisco.
Arizona, San Francisco,
and if you require a third leg, because that's a pretty juicy one, a 250 and a 160. If you require that third leg, it's obviously preseason GOAT Justin Fields +150.
Yeah, come on, we got to give him. You know what? Let's see here. Yeah, all right. So I'm with you on the Steelers lock -2.5. Obviously, toss in. You know what? I'm gonna go. Baltimore -3 is too easy to include on a lock. I'll just go. You know what? No, I'll keep it. Baltimore -3. I'm not gonna get too cute. Lock that up as well. And then for my money line round robin, I'm with you, Kramer. Let's do 49ers, the Bears, in Arizona. Although I do like Cleveland. I think Cleveland's going to be a live dog against the Eagles.
I was trying to avoid Thursday night.
It's true. You're going to be drafting. But yeah,
I'll have some action. I mean, I will be on the Browns money line.
Producer Josh,
throw it in there. Little bonus, little draft day bonus.
Okay, Cleveland
gift you
money line bonus,
a DTR bonus. I'm going to draft him on draft.
Producer Josh likes the Pats +2 and the Niners +4.5.
Great pick, Josh.
His round robin: Raiders, Arizona, and Houston. Okay, there you go.
See what he's doing there.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, it's thrown in a favorite.
Yeah. It's
interesting. All right. These young kids, they do things differently. I saw 15% wear makeup.
Hey. As always, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Do your part in the war against corporate gambling. Game time. Download the app. Use the promo code SGPN. $20 off tickets. Tune in for draft day Thursday live, aka tomorrow noon Pacific. YouTube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean. Second the money green. He's Ryan.
Sean, the regular season is dangerously close.
Kramer, let it ride.